The Devils have found their hidden gem. Couple of standouts from this previous weekend. How good is it, and what does it mean for the Devils' future? Implications, let's break it down. Welcome, Devil fans. Glad you're here today. Want you to stick around. Hit the subscribe button. We're getting closer and closer to this season. There's going to be more news. There's going to be more things reeling in, and we want you guys here for all of it. But this previous weekend, obviously in September now, we got into a couple of games for the Devils. Prospect Challenge this past weekend. Devils fared pretty well. Started off with an 8-2 win against Columbus. A lot of good things to see there from the Devils. 4-2 win against Buffalo, and then Boston, a 6-4 loss. But all in all, a good record, good job for the Devils. But when you look at these games and you see, obviously you want to win the game. But I think we can all admit we want to see the players who are supposed to play well, play well. Here's a chance for us to see, prospects, potential future Devils, see what they are in terms of development right now. When you have games like this and situations for players who might be playing in North America for the first time, for players who might be in their first big taste of NHL action, you want to see them play well. And from this prospect challenge and what we saw from the Devils, I think they did a pretty good job at getting some of that. I mean, we look at Shane Lachance. So Shane Lachance started off this tournament great, right from the start. Scored a couple goals, only played in 2 games, but he looked great right from the start. And when you go back and you look what the Devils were doing when they got Shane Lachance, we remember, a trade with Boston and Edmonton, and the Devils went, here, you know what? We'll help you out. We'll make room so you can go get Trent Frederick. We'll take on Shane Lachance. And I know a lot of Devil fans were all like, well, why are you helping out Boston? Why are you helping out another team in our conference? What is the point of that? Well, it wasn't to help out Boston. Okay, that's not the reason. If it just helped out Boston and, maybe put you on better terms with Don Sweeney, you're not making that trade. I mean, this wasn't kind of like a friendly thing where, Tom Fitzgerald and Don Sweeney went at a cup of coffee and felt good about it. And went, you know what? Hey, I can help you. Thanks for the coffee. That's not how it went. This is a trade where, Devils saw something in this prospect. They saw what they needed. They wanted to get bigger in the bottom 6. I mean, we look at last offseason and what they did, what they go out and do. They went and got bigger in their bottom 6. They went and got more physical in their bottom 6. Shane Lachance kind of shows that. I mean, I think his upside would be a 4th-line player, 4th-line center. But if that's what you can get from where, you didn't have to give anything up. You just had to take on a little bit of cap space for Trent Frederick, which is, already gone. That works. In what scenario is that not a good idea? I said earlier, not the worst thing in the world. Devils are maybe a mediocre to below mediocre prospect pool because you don't want to be picking in the top 5 all the time, but you still want to work on it. You still want to be in a good spot, have players who you can develop with, work with, and somebody maybe pops, and that could be a Shane Lachance. I mean, Shane Lachance, 6'5", 218. You want to get bigger in your bottom 6? Well, there's a way to do it. There's a way to do it where, you didn't have to give up anything. You didn't have to really give up, any picks. You really just had to take on some money for, 3 months? I mean, it all made sense. Tom Fitzgerald saw something in Shane Lachance. He saw an opportunity. He took the opportunity. We know that the Devils, they're struggling in their bottom 6 in terms of centers. I mean, they bring over Cody Glass in a trade last year. Going to be the 4th-line center this year, potentially 3rd. They got to get that right. They have to be better in their bottom 6 in terms of centers. You can't have Jack Hughes and Nico Hischier be the best, duo in the division in terms of down the middle and then completely blow it with your 3rd and 4th line centers. You can't just completely have nothing down in the 3rd, 4th line. Shane Lachance has a chance. But another player who I think that a lot of people wanted to see play well this weekend. Somebody who, we saw when they drafted him had a potential to, be a lot better than his draft position. And that's Lenny Hamoa. I mean, we looked at how, that draft unfolded. player who could potentially go in the first round and dropped. There were some draft boards where you looked at him and you're going, wow, this could be a first round pick. He's got some of the stuff. Skating is a little bit off, and I think that's probably the knock. And if you guys have listened to the videos before, I'm really big into the skating. That skating really is what is getting it done in the NHL today. When you think of the top players, what's the first thing that they all have in common? Their skating's really good. They're quick players. They think quick. Now, that is something that Lenny Hamoa does do well. He is great, has great hockey IQ. Scouts have raved about his hockey IQ. He knows how to score. He can score. That's not going to be too much of a problem. The player can score. The player has a talent. He has the knowledge where to be and make the most out of where he is. Make the most out of his shot. He's someone who is scoring at a pretty nice rate. And just coming over here to North America, you hope that translates. That's why these prospect games are good. Now, like I said, when you see a player like this, and maybe skating, you need to work on that. You need to get that a little bit up. That's going to be important. But when you have things like, good hockey IQ, he knows how to get the puck in the back of the net, you can find a way to make it work. You can find ways where, we can put him in positions to where he will succeed and help our team. Because at the end of the day, that's what you want. We saw, second round pick in 2023, could have been a potentially first round pick. Well, he's looked even better than that second round pick. That's for sure. He definitely is someone who should excite Devil fans. Make Devil fans feel like, well, you know what? Maybe our prospect pool, mediocre, not great. We don't want to be picking in the top 5 all the time. Let's go find our hidden gems. This is a player who looks like a hidden gem. Someone who definitely looks good going into the future for the Devils. Looked impressive over the weekend. Maybe first game didn't do a ton, but that second game looked really good. He could have had even more points than he did. And then finally, you just have to give it up for him. Nathan LeCompte, coming over here, not probably maybe a top prospect or someone who, was really on the Devils' radar going into this prospect challenge. Looked really good. 4 goals in 3 games. When you see players like this come in, take advantage of an opportunity, there's nothing that you could say negative to that. Now, am I going on and saying, is he a future Devil? Let's not get ahead of ourselves. But competition is always good. Seeing players come in and maybe pleasant surprises like this, not always a bad thing. Sometimes it's a really good thing. We'll see where that development continues to go. It was nice to see a player come in here, take advantage of an opportunity, and play really well. So definitely rooting for him. Couple of nice things. Seamus Casey looked good. Ethan Edwards, another third-round pick. Devils maybe hope can get into a really, troubled defensive group to get into because the spots look taken up. Just how the contracts work and where these guys are drafted. But always good to have a little bit of backup, a little bit of depth. Looked really good for the Devils this weekend. Let me know what you think in the comments. Who stood out to you? Who did you like? What game did you like from the Devils this weekend? Devil players this weekend? Let me know down in the comments. Hit the subscribe button because we are coming up on the regular season. Preseason starting Sunday. Got the Rangers. So hopefully Devils get a win there. Let me know down in the comments, and I'll see you guys all really soon.